Hello guys, and now it's not working. Damn. Hello, testing. No, it is working. I can cut that part. I'm good at editing. All right, guys. Hey guys, this is Chance Williams, Chance Shop Talk here. I am out here live and in person with a real good friend of mine for the last 20 years. 20 years? Mm-hmm. 20 years at least. Downtown Manchester. This gentleman right here has fought the odds over the last 20 years to be a service technician and a business owner. And just like I promised you guys, he's one of my ex-employees who I do stay in touch with pretty much daily, on a daily basis. Now, the foremost point of this video is to get as much information out as I can as to people wanting to start and grow or learn how to do their own automotive business. One of the first things that I noticed when I first walked in this place is how freaking clean it is. This is a place I would actually tell my kids and my wife or anybody that I had trusted, that trust me to actually come here if I wasn't available and actually get the car repaired. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a big point. It's got to be nice, and we definitely want to be family oriented.
Family oriented. That's the biggest part of every entrepreneur's mindset. Now, I guess one of the reasons I'm out doing the videos and stuff that I do, guys, is I'm actually a digital entrepreneur, and there is more to life than turning wrenches. And I definitely do not want to be turning. Don't get me wrong, I love fixing stuff. The last truck that I posted on a Isuzu 3.9, where the truck shop turned him away because they told him he needed an engine, turned out me just turning a nut. I felt like, you ever heard the story, the man with that walked in, or excuse me, the company that bought this massive engine, it was just unreal. And all their engineers and everybody could not get this thing working. They just could not. And so they called in a specialist from Sweden. And he walks in, and the receptionist walk over, "Can I get you anything?" "Yeah, I'll take a cup of coffee." He gets a cup. She brings him a cup of coffee. He heads on out there, and so they fire this thing up for him. He's sitting there looking at it, and he brought his little toolbox, and he walks along the side and he puts his hand on it, and he stopped and paused a minute. He goes, "No," and then he keeps walking, and then he goes, "Yeah." He reaches down and gets a little hammer and taps it. The engine goes to running like a brand new one. Like it's supposed to, because it is brand new, right?
Yeah.
Well, the guy gets back home, sends the CEO of the company a bill for $9,999, and he tells him $9,999, and then of course the CEO calls and raise Cain, and the guy says, "Why $9,999? Why not just 10? You wasn't here 5 minutes." Well, sir, it wasn't the fact that it was $9,999, the knowledge that I put into it, and I did leave you $1 for the coffee.
Yeah, there you go.
Am I wrong?
That's it.
Yeah.
Pay for knowledge.
Yeah, you got to pay for it. So I'm here to ask you a bunch of questions and let these folks out here know what it takes to run a successful business. And I got to tell you, I've been in business over 25 years, and I hear everything within 100 miles of me, people travel. They do, and you know that.
Yeah. So
when they come into me, if they have been anywhere else, I hear the horror stories. Yeah. And I do want to tell you, I'm very proud of you because I have not heard the first horror story come out of your shop. Yeah. Is that not cool?
That's awesome.
Is that not cool?
That's how it's supposed to be.
that's am I wrong?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 100% customer satisfaction across the board. Make sure they're happy. Make sure what? Their car is fixed.
That's right.
Right? No comebacks.
No, that's right.
Nobody walking in the door wanting to jump over the counter and beat you half to death.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
All right, so Andrew, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Andrew Crump. I own Crump's Automotive here in Manchester, Georgia. This is my first year in business. I've worked in several shops around the community. I worked for Chance, and just a commute was a little tough, over the years. But definitely learned a whole lot of knowledge. I got 2 kids. We got a beautiful little town here, and we do our best trying to take care of everybody in the town because it is customer satisfaction.
It is customer satisfaction. So what's your education, Andrew?
I got a 2-year diploma from West Georgia Tech. I really focused on industrial electronics and mechanical systems, but you know, you're just a number of them people, man. You know, and to me, I really wanted to help people.
Yeah.
So.
You didn't feel like you was doing it in that?
No, not to say, you know, we get robotic equipment up and going, and then they're laying people off because the machinery took place for the people, you know? Yeah. And they all got families and bills just like we do. Yeah. So.
Well, that is true. So, tell me a little bit about how much time has been taken up in your mind over the years. Have you really been wanting to own a successful automotive repair shop?
I was trying to think how many hours there are in a week because that's like something, you know, and it's when you want so bad to be the best at something, you know, and then like you spend so much time and effort to learn all the different variations in the systems that you have in cars these days, and if you don't stay on top of it, then you know you're not going to be the best. So
you're going to just be pushed by the roadside.
That's it. That's it. A lot of hours, man. I mean, it's infinite, you know, and you're only going to get out what you put in.
That's true. That's true. So, would you say that automotive repair shops communicate enough with one another?
No.
I wonder why that is.
Well, I mean, I think that it's like they feel like, you know, I do a lot of stuff for other shops in this town, you know what I mean? It's just, I bought the tools that other people don't have, so, you know what I mean, by being able to do programming or, you know, having a sufficient way to press bearings, which, I mean, can blow apart and kill somebody. You know, if you don't have the right tools, you know, that's not something you play around with. I've seen it knock people's eyes out, you know, different stuff like that. And so, you know, it's always going to be like the levitation of everybody wants to be the best shop in town. But, you know, it's how you treat the people that walk into your shop, the customer satisfaction, how you treat people in your shop. And, you know, greet people with a smile, you know. I mean, your being to that person, it rubs off, you know, and if you can't be positive and, you know, happy-go-lucky, well, then you can expect not to have a happy-go-lucky person.
I definitely resonate with that because I remember one time, Miss Jean, I love her. She's a sweet, sweet lady. She's part of my family-based business, not my clients, not my customers. You're a customer once. After you come back a second time, your family, right?
Yeah, I agree. Okay. I agree.
So she came in one day. I was really pissed. I won't never forget it. It was a bad day. Then that song started playing in my head. Well, you had a bad day. I was like, oh my God. So anyway, I walked up, sour face, didn't say anything, and I got in trouble. Barbara jumped my tail.
Yeah.
She come back. Don't you do that again. Miss Jean knows there's something wrong with you. She told me you straighten up right now. I said, yes, ma'am. It changed my whole outlook for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I mean, and things like that, just being a sourpuss.
Yeah.
Or somebody calls you on the phone. Hey, well, how about a transmission service? Yeah, $29.99 or $250 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know the problem with that? They're not asking the right questions.
Yeah.
Well, ma'am, yes, we can do the service for you, but we need to know a little bit more about the car.
Exactly.
Go through the spiel of finding out whether that transmission is feasible because apparently somebody told him it needed to be serviced, right?
True. We start with tag number and VIN number.
There you go. And then if we got any trouble codes lying, needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
Or if we got black fluid, we're not going to service it, right?
Yeah.
It's time to replace the unit to build it, right?
It's probably going to be burned up anyway.
Well, yeah, that's definitely a plus. Not enough communication, and also not enough communication between repair shops. They all got the head up there. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I sure do.
They got the head up there because they're terrified that they're going to lose a customer. Let me tell y'all something. It's not going to happen. Now, unfortunately, I've been very fortunate that I don't necessarily have to send anything out unless I don't have the diagnostic tool for it, as I have posted in one of the videos when it come to an Isuzu MPR. I didn't have the diagnostic equipment. I had to ask the guy to send it out, see if it can be looked at. He struck out with 2 repair shops. The last truck shop that he went to, they told him he needed an engine. He didn't need an engine. So he brought it back, said, please do your best. I investigated. I conquered. I'm the hero. Amen. It makes you feel good when you do something that somebody else says, you can't.
Yeah.
I think if I remember straight, when we first met, and we were doing something together, and you said, I can't. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I told you that word does not exist around here. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't ever say that word, I can't, because if it does, all it does is put a mental block in your brain, and you're screwed. You just ain't never going to go further. Am I wrong?
I'm telling you, I remember just a learning lesson when I worked for you of just like bolt length. Just measure.
Yeah.
If you take a bolt out and you know you're gonna have a replacement bolt, measure the length, because that was like a life-changing thing for me.
I bet it was.
You know what I mean? And then because you bend the valves in some cars, you know what I mean, in one car, you won't ever do it again. You know?
That was a mistake Mr. Andrew made, and he learns from his mistakes just like it. It was a Volkswagen, right?
Yeah.
And the valves were like $40 a piece.
Yeah. I
absorbed all the costs because I loved Andrew like a brother.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, I'm gonna give you all one bit of an extremely valuable piece of experience for me and advice. And I know he has a hard time with it too, and I hadn't said anything to him about it yet, is friendship and business. Friendship and business don't mix. Because when you're trying to be a friend to somebody out there and all of a sudden you've hurt their feelings, they walk out on you. It's better, excuse me, if you're a business owner, right?
Exactly.
And they walk out on you because there's no ties. Now you feel horrible the rest of the day because y'all buddies and stuff like that. How do you get around that? Trying to be friend and foe kind of thing.
It does have its little ups and downs at times, because you know you got emotional attachment to the person, you know. And for one, we live in a small community, so you know, and people are going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is that my whole crew knows. Like, you know, we might go out, you know, once every couple weeks, eat something together, you know, but they know that if they get into something that is out of their hands, they come get me or my other head tech, and then we evaluate it. Because you don't want somebody that's not equivalent enough to make the decision to try to make the decision and make it unfixable, you know.
Almost like that extended boat.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, it cost us a little bit, but we got through it, right?
It's been almost 20 years ago, and I swear I felt like it was yesterday. Because, you know, but it was such a learning lesson for me. You know what I mean? And like, I was willing to pay for it, you know.
Yeah, but I paid for it. It was no big deal.
Yeah.
I usually pay for one mistake, but I don't pay for a second mistake.
I still got them valves in one of my toolboxes. I swear to God I do.
Really?
I started hanging from my rear view.
You should have. Oh my God. So, I guess it's a tough lesson when you. I guess what I'm getting to is one of the biggest things when it comes to technicians in this field, and a guy that can go from A to Z on a car. You ain't found that guy, have you? How tough is it?
I mean, it's everything that I can do, because you just have to just stay at the part, depending on, you know, how old the vehicle is. I mean, you know, on some of the stuff, the systems are a little more simple, but as things have progressed, you know, you have so many different things, cam phasers and stuff that come into making it hard to determine misfires, you know. We have them come in all the time, skipping low oil. I mean, just folks don't check their oil.
Yeah.
You know, and then you'd be surprised how many skips you fix just by pouring oil in it, you know.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So, you know, after all the mistakes that you've seen over the years with coming up as a technician from other people and the mistakes you've made, and I've even made some pretty bad mistakes myself. I can't really remember any really super horrible mistakes other than maybe leaving a transmission line loose and having 14 quarts of oil, transmission fluid in the floor. But I think that's probably about the worst, really worst one that I've ever made, because I always try to be cautious about it. But I guess it still gave you the passion and drive to push forward and have employees, right?
Exactly.
So how many employees do you run up here on a daily, every day?
Well, I have 2 part-time and 5 full-time.
Okay, so you're doing pretty good. And how long you been open?
Since January 4th, 2021.
So you're still brand new?
Yeah, brand new.
You're brand new in business, but you're not brand new to the community, right?
I've served the community for my whole life, but especially the last 10 years really hard, and So it's been good. You know, it's been a good approach at being able to get out in the community and people know your name and they know that, hey, if nobody else can fix it, Crump can. You know, so that's where the don't dump it, crump it come from.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's what you got on your mural up here.
Yeah, I got
that's a pretty cool mural. I like that.
Yeah. I thought it was, pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. We're going to be keeping tabs on Andrew here and his growing through the years. Now, you guys know me. I've been doing it for 25 years, and he's brand new to running a business. So what is one of the toughest things that you have to worry about on a daily basis? One of the most stressful things?
I mean, the stressful to begin with was just to make sure that as you grow, that you have enough work, to meet the supply of being able to have that many employees, and making sure that everybody is able to eat, and that you still get a check at the end of the week yourself. That's
always been my number one priority, is to make sure that my employees had a decent paycheck, no matter how hard I had to push on them.
Yeah.
Because they would get a lazy streak up their tail real quick.
Yeah.
And then you have to just push. And it's a pretty cool thing to do, to be in control. You're the pilot. And you land the plane wherever you want to land it, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that's some pretty good information right there, is taking care of your family.
And stay humble.
And stay humble.
Stay humble.
Don't let no money go to your head. It's like me and him together. We both know, and I think he's on the same page as me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but money absolutely means jack crap to me. I don't care for it. It just mainly means that it's a means to an end for me to live and survive. What about you?
I mean, that's how I feel too. It's not, it's not that, I got to have some money. It's just like, it takes it to make it. Yeah. And without some money, you have nothing to invest in order to buy, what you need to keep the place going. So, I mean, it's just reoccurring. And I mean, pretty much you're just like getting money, taking it to the bank, paying it out. You know what I mean? Like, it works.
You're like, where did he go? There was a big number there. Now he's gone.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of like me. You dump. You know me. If something's coming out latest, greatest, and it's going to make my job way easier. How many times you hear Barbara screaming at me?
Oh yeah.
I went and bought it because I wanted a perfect repair. Am I wrong? You're the same way.
Same way. I would tell anybody. I would be like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'll trade bills with you with Snap-on, but not with you. But you know what I'm saying? Because that's something you would talk to somebody else with. Like, man, they think their little tool bill's high. I'd be like, man, I'll trade with you.
Yeah.
Because you got to buy it. I mean, a good AC machine is $10,000. I mean, or more. So, and you got to have that if you're going to do AC work. Plus, you got to have all your EPA stuff in order.
Yeah.
You don't want to get in no trouble, and definitely got to have a way to evacuate and recover the Freon.
Yeah, that's the EPA right now is stomping down and closing or stopping tons of tuning shops everywhere across the whole world.
Yeah.
Except Canada, and they can't do nothing over there in Canada. It's mainly in the United States, which that's fine. But the problem I have is overreach of authority.
Yeah.
Now, I get the Green New Deal and all this other stuff, and let's keep our planet clean where we can breathe and all that other stuff, but I also think it's an overreach. That's also killed and crushed a lot of businesses.
Yeah, I would say so.
So it takes, I think, somewhere pretty close to $100,000+ in equipment and tool to open. That's not the building.
No.
That's not the building, right?
That's just tools.
That's just tools.
Just tools.
$100,000+ in tools, lifts, brake lays, AC machines. And here's the other thing. What makes me even madder about the EPA thing, they need to shut every parts store, completely take their Freon off the shelf, because I can't. I have to have a license to walk in and buy it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I do too.
Anybody on the street can go in there and get a can and shove it in there.
I know.
And the EPA don't care where it goes.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. Is that not crazy?
That is crazy.
Well, that's a story for another time. So tell me right now, if you would, what is the best thing about being a business owner?
You would think that by being a business owner that you're your own boss, it's like, oh, I don't want to work today. But you know what? You can hang it up, because that just means that you get to go in, and when everybody else, you get to see them come in, you get to see them leave, and then you're still there. You know what I mean? And the effort that you put in is where your business is headed. I mean, if you put the knowledge to, doing the research and being skilled at your business, you should be fine. It's just the long hours and the time away from the family.
Time away from it. Well, that's why I'm glad you said that. That's why I have actually opened up another company, CBW Enterprises, and I am a digital entrepreneur, and I'm trying to step out here, learn this new skill set that I'm learning, because I know one day I'm not going to be able to walk into my place and turn the wrenches like I used to. I'll probably be able to do it the rest of my life, but not on the pace that I'm at, because it gets really tough being an automotive service technician or even a business owner. I could be a business owner all day long, but it's like me and him was talking, the skill set that it takes to put somebody on an $80,000 car or a $3,000 car or a $500 car is 50 worlds apart, right?
And it is.
It takes a really smart individual to be able to go out there, grab a car, diagnose it, turn the ticket over to the service writer or the owner or whoever's behind the counter, discuss the repair with them, tell them what it needs, purchase the parts, fix the car, send the car down the road, and know that it's fixed, right? And if it's not fixed and it's $1,000 bill, what happens?
Oh yeah, I mean, more than likely, they're going to leave you bad reviews on Google. They're going to come in your business and talk junk, and they don't care if somebody else in there. They're going to try to make you look as bad. But everybody's going to endure something in your life that's going to roll through your door. It's just going to be like, man, I don't know what's wrong with this thing. You know what I mean?
Well, there we go back to shop communication.
Yeah.
You can't, now, you call me. You call me a lot. From time to time, you'll get stumped on one and we'll work through it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't have nobody to call. I don't have nobody to call.
Somebody's got to write this book.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't have nobody to call, because I don't know. It's tough on my part, because I have multiple shops calling me, even for business advice, which I'm very blessed and happy with it. I'm tickled to death of that. Don't get me wrong. I've busted my knuckles and my ass in this business for the last 25 years to earn that respect, and I earned it. I earned every bit of it.
Yes, sir.
But we usually fix it, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
It's right.
Oh, yeah.
It's out the door. It's gone.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have to deal with it no more, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's move on. We'll get into that aspect and stuff of it later. But all right. Here's one of the biggest things that I'm trying to roll over in my mind. I've been in business 25 years. You just started this January. Automotive is pushing more and more and more towards electric vehicles. Where's that going to leave us independents?
I mean,
just your take on it. I know you probably, like me, you're headstrong in the books over there on Identifix, ALLDATA, MotorLogic, or whoever you use for all your information. To be able to service your customer car and get them out the door. Most of the time, you're like me, you're a workaholic. You don't have time to pop up a news on Motor Age and start reading, well, what's fixing to happen?
Oh, yeah.
You see all these shops closing because of the EPA regulations and all this other stuff, but what's your take on the next 20 years for an independent repair shop?
I mean, I feel like that, the bare minimal just to keep progressing is getting at least into some sort of programming to be able to, if you make transmission swaps or anything, to write the TCM to the ECM and being able to, match all the stuff up so it will shift gears and everything like it's supposed to. I mean, the bare minimal. I mean, companies like Jasper and all them, they'll even send a programmer out with the unit if you don't have one. I mean, but years, I've been doing it program 7 years. So, and nobody else here in this town does it. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I remember you brought some to me for me to program for you.
Yeah.
And I think you tagged on to the equipment that I have so you could actually do it yourself.
Yeah.
And that goes back to investing in yourself and in your future, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So if you going to sit there and cry about it and be on the couch. Just stay there, right?
That's it.
Just be a big couch potato.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the way they are about fossil fuels, I mean, you're definitely headed towards the electrical market.
Yeah.
I mean, if I don't know how everybody is about nano. I mean, I read a lot about nano electricity, so I figure we'll probably end up with nano electricity powered vehicles, which is like it's a crystal that is nuclear energy, and it started as nuclear waste, and they found ways you'd never have to charge your phone, never have to, plug your refrigerator in the wall. So that's probably the industry where vehicles are headed. I don't know if we'll have to wear hazmat suits when we work on it.
We have to when we're doing electric vehicles.
Yeah,
And literally, you have to put, these big old gloves and stuff on. I've replaced a few batteries.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you have too.
We put sails in them and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Well, so what would happen if this business closed tomorrow, and you were let me rephrase that. Would this business survive without you if you disappeared, gone?
I don't feel like it would. I mean, because nobody else is going to put the effort in that you put in.
Yeah.
Especially if your name's affiliated in it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our kids these days aren't into the same, what it takes to make it, or they just don't understand yet. But
no, they don't.
And the younger generation, I mean, they're going to be really good with electronics, but
very good.
They're just, the world's making everybody so lazy because everything's at the push of a button instead of having to get up and go get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So my daughter, she brings us a light bulb for a gift. And I was like, open up a light bulb. Alrighty. She goes, no, it's a cool light bulb. I said, what are you talking about? Here, look, let's get it set up. Alexa, turn on a kitchen light. Holy crap. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So my router failed. I changed the router. So now I'm flipping the switch back on. And Barbara's mad about it. It used to be nice to have Alexa turn the lights on, and that kind of stuff. I was like, come on, man, really? Just get up and turn the light on.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So tell me, why are you in this type of business, Andrew?
I mean, the passion for one of it, I feel like it was something that I could have did anywhere. I wasn't just going to be a number. I was going to make a good name for myself because I really took the time to educate myself on the systems and then taking care of my customers. You know what I mean? Like people, they need their cars. We're remote. We're 30 minutes from any big town, might as well say. So a lot of people have to travel for their jobs. I would love to bring more jobs to our community. The fact is that it's only an abundant amount of buildings here, and I want to see our town grow. But
I think it will. I think there's going to be a big explosion because the LaGrange, where I'm sitting right now, man, I've got so many people from different states that's moving there. I can't believe it. It's just it's constantly growing. Or either people we got the Great Wolf Lodge for a resort in LaGrange.
I know.
There's nothing around LaGrange.
I know.
50 miles, south is Columbus, the next biggest city.
Yeah.
50 miles north is Atlanta.
Yeah.
But they come there. Oh well. Yeah, I think it's going to eventually. People that are coming to our towns are from the much larger cities, and they just love it because it's traffic's better and it's easier, and I think eventually this place will explode, and I think you're in a good location for it.
I have a lot of people.
Y'all got Warm Springs, Roosevelt, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know you probably have some customers that break down from time to time.
That too. Plus, also at the same time, I have a lot of customers that work out of town that bring work to town. You know what I mean? Because they work with people at wherever they work, and then they're like, man, I know somebody that can take care of that, and they're going to probably be cheaper.
Yeah.
And it ain't really about being cheaper.
That's right. Please, and I've always told this young man, never give away your services.
That's it.
I'm telling you guys, never give away your services. The problem with it is that everybody thinks that just because you went and spent $8,000 on a Snap-on Zeus or 12 or whatever y'all paid for it, or either an Autel or the BMW stuff, stuff, or the Mercedes suite, or all the tools and equipment that it takes for us, the diagnostic side of it. All you guys out there giving that stuff away have lost your freaking mind. You think you got it, you paid for it, or it's either paid for or you're making payments on it, but everything has a cost and everything should be built in. And when that customer gets the car back, it should be fixed. That way, you feel good about buying the equipment, it worked well for you, and you're making a very good judgment call of getting the customer's car fixed properly and out the door, and no comebacks. And that's whoever I don't know, man, but that guy that come up with that phrase, fix it right the first time, he was either a genius or a dummy. I don't know which one. I really don't know. I really don't.
Without that equipment, though, there's no way that
that's right.
It would be so easy to try or attempt so many different parts that you read on the internet that would fix a problem that ain't gonna fix the problem. I mean, the fact of it is proving it's wrong, and not wasting people's money, being effective with what you do, and gaining their trust, and and then that's the main part. And then people feel like, once they know they trust you, because I mean, I just don't. I sleep good. I ain't taking advantage of anybody.
That's awesome. You charge what you're supposed to charge.
That's right. I do.
You do what you're supposed to do. You've made some money. You've gone home, and you get to live another day.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. Our shop rates is probably it's competitive with as high as any in town.
That's a good thing. But I also always make sure that I tell anybody, and I've told you this over there, it doesn't matter what Firestone charges.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what Tom's Automotive charges. You could be the highest in town, which I'm not, because I know Firestone's way higher than me. And I know that because they brought me bills. People brought estimates over and asked me to write estimates.
I see stuff all the time, yeah.
So I was like, yes, ma'am, I'll write you an estimate, but first I need to inspect your vehicle to make sure it's right. And I'm going to be honest with you, almost 60% of the time they're just trying to upsell stuff.
Exactly.
That don't even need to be upsold. Exactly. And that's distrustful people right there, and I don't agree with any of that. I don't have anything to do with it. So it's like you said, you can sleep at night, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what I'm getting at is you can be the highest shop in town and you can stay the busiest in town, and providing you give the most outstanding service that you can ever give in your life, and be very successful at it. So it matters to a point of what you charge, but it also matters at a point, it doesn't matter to a point of what you charge, because I have told people I'm not here to compete with anyone.
That's right.
I'm here to take care of my family and the people under my umbrella that are my family.
That's
and
right.
It's simple. Am I wrong?
Yeah, that's right.
What do you think?
That's 100%. And I mean, I have a very large family too, and it's sometimes, you just have to bear with us. I mean, because we do, people don't treat people the way that our shops do, and I mean that's something. It should be goal oriented for any business owner because if you don't take care of your customers, man, your business is going to fail.
That's true. That's true. And a lot of times we've actually went to a few months ago to scheduled appointments only, and it's got nothing to do really with the COVID or anything like that, which is fine. I mean. People might think that it is, but it's not. It keeps them bottlenecking my shop. And most every appointment goes like it's supposed to, except with the exception of services. So there are 2 days of the week. I work 4 days a week, right? I don't have to work on the weekends. I don't have to work on Fridays. I'm working on this platform that I'm on to make people aware of what is out there and what needs to be said. I'm trying to get a community together that will actually start communicating with one another and get your heads out of your you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And start reaching out for information or either pay for it. However you feel comfortable for. If you can get to know Mr. Andrew Crump here, that boy will give you the shirt off his back. I promise you he will. He's just he's an all way around 100% natural American, born and bred person. He's just an awesome guy. He really is. And I'm not saying that to make your ego, flare.
It's in my heart. Like I mean, it's in my heart. I mean, you can't change it. Yeah. That's how I feel.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, I could call him. He would come. I promise you, he would. Yeah. That's the kind of community that I want to build. Is if somebody needs help, hey, be the first to raise your hand. Say, hey, I can help you with that. Let's talk. Or if you can't, try to find the information. Or if you can't, Find somebody that can give you the information. I advise you to do that in your business too. Don't go out there jumping in something you've never done before, because if you do, it ends up costing a fortune.
Yeah.
And it can close you, I promise you. So we're getting pretty close to all the stuff I wanted to talk about, but one of the other things I want to ask you is, why, I guess, what are some of your biggest people that have inspired you to go out and do the things that you've done?
I mean, I'd say the work ethic part of it, I'd say Mr. Buddy Williams was like that way, because he, in the beginning when I was young, because I mean he ran a record service here and he worked around the clock, man. And I mean, you know, and I kind of fell in there with him, you know, and I twisted wrenches all day, ran records all night, and you know, but as I grew older, you know, your body wears out and it's like, man, you know, I can't work like that. Yeah. Or, you know, especially riding up and down the road, you don't want to fall asleep and kill somebody, you know, and because you do have to have some rest. Then that's where I really got my began. Then, you know, I worked for Chance over here, you know, sharpest tech in the game. I mean, you know, I do a lot of research on Scanner Danner, you know, and things like that. That's, you know, he's an individual with an intellect just like Chance is. Yeah. I wouldn't feel like I have the position I have now if it wouldn't have been for Mr. Ronnie Bishop, you know, that he owned Bishop's for so long, you know, and he allowed me to run his business for the last, you know, 5 years to help, you know, transition over into mine as he was getting ready to retire.
That's awesome.
So, you know, it was really nice. And I mean, you know, there's great guys out here that will help you. I mean, it's just like most of the time folks put cars for sale on these websites. It's like, hey man, you know, if you would be like an ICP or something like that on a 6.0 diesel or IPR, I'm just saying, I'll comment on it. I'm like, man, that's a pretty truck. Why you want to sell it? Because I mean, that's all it needs. I'll be almost willing to bet it.
Yeah.
But
a lot of the times, absolutely, I ain't going to disagree.
But this ain't even about that. But I do try to help other people that are in this trade, and I would give, you know, my crew my knowledge, or anybody that needed to understand how something works. I always go the extra mile to make sure, you know, just something as simple as a relay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, y'all have been the biggest inspiration to me, but especially doing it right. I mean, you know, you felt that way. I seen it. You know what I mean? I seen the problem you had with guys and having to, you know, boil it back down to, you know, you and me.
Yeah. That's
and,
true.
You know, and it was like, golly, but you know, and I mean, because like, you know, you had to know whether or not what kind of work you're coming out of there. You know what I'm saying? If you got folks that don't care, but if you don't pay them to care, they ain't gonna care. You know what I mean? So, you know, this is a skilled trade.
Yep.
It pays good money, but you have to be good at it.
Yep. You have to have a lot. It takes a lot too, don't it?
It does take a lot.
It does take a lot. All right then, and I think you got a pretty cool slogan. What's it called?
Don't dump it, crump it.
Don't dump it, crump it.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Hey brother, I appreciate this interview, and I'm gonna take a bunch of pictures, post them up on the website, and so people can check you out.
One of the other things though about the business,
What's that?
is who handles your business. Because when you have people, just saying, that run your business for you and have to deal with your customers, you always want to make sure that they're treated fairly. Mm-hmm. That, you know, because the customer's concern is right. When they come in and they got a problem, that's why we're here. It's because they got a problem.
And you need to find
the day you remember, or you forget that, you know what I'm saying, is the day that you might as well close the doors. Because without having a heart and without wanting to care for people, it ain't ever gonna last.
That is true. And you know, I got up on my wall at work, and I posted it several times, and I believe it 100%. Jim, I think it's Jim Walton, the owner, the original founder of Walmart, says that the customer can fire the CEO all the way down to the janitor.
Amen.
And spending their money elsewhere.
Yeah.
So when your door stop swinging, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that it?
That's it, man.
All right, bro. Hey, awesome stuff, brother.
Appreciate it, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah.